think the big climactic scene with the confrontation of the villain, and I'm saying that vaguely on purpose, Mr. Red, is probably my favorite scene in that film. That being said, the scene you mentioned is very close in tie for it. It is a damn good scene. It's also the exact moment at which the game goes, or the movie switches gears if you pay attention. The first part of the movie is very typical Disney fare, aka, I'm young and don't want to go the way my family wants to go. I'm pretty sure that's one-to-one, just straight up. like that's the Disney textbook, right? Hi, Renzada. The second part of the movie is, you know, just the, you know what it is, right? Like, it's the adventurous part of the movie. It's where everything's just, hey, and we're showing off weird and wacky and fun and wild. But the moment he does that song, that would be the moment the tone shifts. But I'm actually lying to you, Mr. Ed. I apologize. Or rather, I was misremembering, because I forgot there's actually another scene I like better than both of those scenes. And it is right towards the end. It's basically the second to last scene when he sings to the grandmother. Hey, Michiru. Hey, Gossi. Hi, Ross. Alright, so... what the... sure, let's do it. Search. But did we find anything cool? No, of course we didn't. We are never going to do this. This is just... we just give up on this. Jeez Louise. Alright, whatever. Okay, so I need to cross the ocean now, which means I need a fuel refill. And we need to go all the way over to Irem, which isn't even on the map. Because I guess... oh, right, because we never did that in this timeline. Right. Does that mean she's still a... nope, we found that run. Right. But, yep, okay. So, something I will be talking about as we go through the Pixar block throughout the course of the year is the Pixar Tears moment. I forget what I called it exactly. But you know what I mean. Every Pixar scene, every Pixar movie, with only like 2 exceptions ever, has that moment, which is pretty much beautifully, horrifically custom designed to rip tears out of you. The Pixar Tears moment. I'm pretty sure that's what I called it. That's that scene with the grandmother. That's that moment for me and Coco. And I am 100% unashamed to admit that there are several scenes in quite a few Pixar flicks which still, even as of last year when I recorded those, still get those moments out of me, still get those tears out of me. That would be Zaydenra. Trihexia? I don't know. Honestly, Trihexia. I've been thinking about that. We're going to play a male shepherd, because I never have in Mass Effect 2 or 3, or through the rest of 1. We're going to be doing things differently when it comes to this particular playthrough. So... nevertheless, if she had to go through it again, well, that wouldn't be surprising. It's kind of her job, after all. Oh, dude, Up! Up is just insanity. Up is... wow. For those of you who haven't seen my Up rumination, they actually had a separate team working on the intro of Up as a separate movie. And if I'm explaining that wrong, they had the team, the animators, the artists, the music design, all of that. They were essentially a microcosm of a movie-making team. And they put all of the usual effort that goes into making a whole movie in just that intro scene. It's insane how well crafted that is. It's still probably the biggest Pixar Tears moment for me in all of Pixar. Just, ooh. See, it would bother me, Ross, if it failed. But even as recently as Soul, which is the most recent Pixar film I've seen, still manages to be good. I don't care if you're doing something rote or typical, if you're doing that good of a job with it. You know? Well, we'll have to do the remaster to do the DLC, Trihexia. Yeah, no, tears. Just the emotional scenes, right? I'm not going to spoil any, because literally any of them would be a spoiler, but you get it. Let's talk to you. Let's get some port reports in. Yeah, Finding Nemo, and just a really big one for me personally. Why is... let's do that. Big Moat. Apple of Lights. Polythreme. Con's Shadow. Okay. Someone asked about Bug's Life. Does Bug's Life have that moment? Kind of, but not really. They didn't quite start that early on. And again, I will be discussing and analyzing the nature of Pixar, their approach to storytelling, their approach to animation, and how they've changed and improved over the years, because they have. They have. It's actually a fascinating tale. I really hope you're looking forward to the Pixar block. I really am, because it was wonderfully enjoyable to go through and really analyze and dissect those films in universe and out. The Inside Out, oh my god. That is exactly why I don't mind the format, Ross. That right there is why I don't mind, because Inside Out is it follows the exact usual act structure of any other Pixar film, but oh my god. Anyways, sorry, moving on. Fuel. I need fuel. Do I need more fuel? I am crossing the ocean. Let's get some more fuel. Yeah, WALL-E, it's actually really funny to me. I've heard a lot of people say that WALL-E is depressing or cynical or awful, and those people are extremely wrong. Oh, best scene in cinema, Gum Gum. I've referenced that so many times. It's so true. Speaking as someone who is interested in the female gender, that is so true. There's that part of life where it's just like, girl! And you just, the whole brain just shuts down as you're like, That's just perfect. That is perfect. Anyway, sorry. Rewind a second. WALL-E. So, some people have asked me why I don't like certain works that are dark and depressing, but I do like other works that are dark and depressing. And the answer is almost always the same thing. The other works that I do like aren't actually dark and depressing. They are hopeful. They are inspiring. They have a way. Dragon Age Origins, you look at Dragon Age Origins just as a setting. You look at Ferelden, and you see low, middle tier, medieval, low, what do I call it? Low medieval or something like that. And, just horribleness and darkspawn and just absolutely horrible stuff across the board, right? Everything's awful. Like, I'm trying to speak vaguely because I don't want to spoil, but even if you just passively look at that setting, it's just awfulness all the way down. Why could I possibly like that setting? Because there's so much you can do to make it better, to help, to improve. There are so many decent people, normal people. The rats are dead. God damn it. The rats died. So that's awful. Apparently I didn't improve them enough in Oceans. God, that pisses me off. See, this setting is the opposite of it. There's no positivity in this setting. There's no things getting better. There's no everything are awesome, right? It's just everything is awful, and it's staying that way, and it's getting worse. Is that called Kiwami, or is that something else? Hang on. Because I know that game's not on the list, so let's hit the stream breaks really quick here. Yeah, exactly, Hazardous. It's like, looks like it's literally just called Remastered. This came out last year, apparently. Okay. Done. I won't look it up. Thank you, as always, Don Crow. I guess I did look it up. Whatever, you get the point. Like, okay, Warcraft is another perfect example. The more you know about the Warcraft setting, the more you know how messed up it is. That is a setting where death isn't even in the top 5... You know what? Let's walk that back. Isn't even the top 50 of the bad things that can happen to you, right? But Warcraft has always been, to me, a story of improvement, a story of hope, a story of fighting back against that nightmare, a story of enduring in the face of that horribleness. That so many people have managed so much despite the world they live in, you know? And by and large, the Warcraft setting has been getting better, at least up to Legion. I gotta cut it off there. Final Fantasy VI is another perfect example. What is the ending of Final Fantasy VI but the promise of being able to start anew? With Kefka gone, for the first time, grass actually grows again. That's buggy as hell. There we go. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. That's where I'm going. Yet meanwhile, The Last of Us is a doomed setting. It will never get better. By the rules of what they've said, I talked about this during The Last of Us 2, so this is a slight spoiler for The Last of Us. Slight spoiler, slight spoiler, slight spoiler. By what they've said and how they've said it, the world of The Last of Us is doomed. There's no recovery, really. They are so absolutely massively screwed that the cordyceps, or however you pronounce that, should have either spread or died out or infested to the point where by the time Last of Us 2 happens, the world should actually be dead. It's actually bad writing that there is still people and still civilization as of Last of Us 2, because it actually contradicts... Yeah, it's world destruction, because it actually contradicts previously existing world building, right? And Last of Us 2 didn't even do anything with it. It was just like, hey, we're still around for no explained reason, and also we're all evil. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Bragwin. I probably do. Ross, is that the... No. I'm going to say no, Ross. I'm going to say no. So anyways, that's the distinction, right? Like, something that's... It's the real life problem. It's the real life problem. Let's say my car smashes into a wall at about 55 miles an hour. So that sucks, right? A very appropriate musical choice. That sucks. That's horrible. There's nothing good about that, right? But I'm a good driver. I was able to recover. I was able to get home. I wasn't injured. Ironic, the only thing that actually got injured, other than the car, because I was carrying stuff with me in the car. I had Christmas presents in the car at that point. The only thing that was injured was my freaking laundry basket, which was actually destroyed by the collision, which is just funny to me. It's like wire with mesh, and the wire ripped through the mesh from the strength of the impact. That's something I'm not messing with. Anyways, so that's all bad, right? Well, yeah. But I was able to get home. I was able to recover. I wasn't severely damaged. I'm going to still get some money out of that car at some point. I had the resources to get a new car. Things were bad, but they didn't stay bad. Right? Like, forgive me for using a real-life example, but that is exactly the kind of thing that to me is just, okay. It's when you get into things are bad and are staying bad. That's what gets to me. That's what bothers me. When something is just straight up doomed, and it's never getting better, right? This is why, like, this goes back to what we were talking about. Wall-E is an uplifting story, because things are bad, but people want to get better. The bots want to get better. There is hope for a future. They have the technology, they have the resources to actually improve, and they have the will and desire to do so, right? Sorry, bringing this all back in, right? That's exactly why Wall-E worked for me, was because it wasn't a doomed setting. It's a movie about hope. Actually, let me walk that back. That's a movie about hope fulfilled, because they actually manage it. That's even better, because hope by itself is just a poison. Hope is poison. But that's just an FF13 reference. But yeah, exactly, Hazardous. It's not hard. It is not hard to see things as bad and then staying bad. In fact, it's awful, and that's the problem. That's the realm of suicide right there. Okay, so I need to buy some stuff here. I agree. Lord of the Rings, I talked about that in the rumination. Lord of the Rings is in many ways, especially the movies, is in many ways about foolish hope and triumphing despite things seeming so bad. I've said this so many times, and I'll say this again. Joining with Sauron was the wise choice. It makes so much sense that Sauron the Wise would do that. Because it was the wise choice. Sorry, just... Yep, there's how we buy experience, right there. We're not going to do it. I said I wouldn't cheat that way. Oh, sorry, back. The strongest thing in Pixar. Why do you always ask the strongest question? I'll answer you, but why do you always ask the strongest question? Yeah, no kidding, Hazardous. It's also part of why it's always... The Scourging of the Shire has always borrowed me. Oh, sorry, Saruman the Wise, sorry. Even when I was young, I used to get Saruman and Sauron confused, and I tend to still do it every now and again. Saruman the Wise, sorry. Yes, okay, where am I turning these into things? I mean, they're... It's also one of the reasons I had to put down the Battlestar Galactica series, by the way. There was no... It wasn't getting better. And I'm not going to spoil the ending, but going through it wasn't getting better. How do I turn live specimens in from thingy? The Utter Shroom? Is that where I'm going? Hang on a second. I've got the... I had a path here and I've already forgot. Strange Catch. I've got the Strange Catch. Which is really messed up when you think about it, Gossi. I agree, Mike Romano. Again, not spoiling, but I agree with you completely. So let me glance at the Pixar films really quick to make sure my answer is correct. Let's see, we got Toy Story, Bug's Life, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, Brave, Monsters, Inc., Inside Out. Did I already say that? Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, and Coco, Onward, and Soul. Actually, I would disagree with that, Hazardous, but I can't find the names of them. It's the things in the Great Before in Soul. And it doesn't actually say their names here. Right, the counselors, you know? I swear they named their species at some point. But whatever, you know what I'm talking about. The astral benders of reality. And yeah, Luca has come out since Soul. I haven't seen Luca. I have no plans to see Luca. Walker is awesome. I liked Soul, probably more than I should have. Soul is a perfect example of the Pixar quality, because that is an extremely well-presented film. Even if it has issues with its core content, the presentation is spot on. I have seen Frozen 2. Thank you, Walker, as always. And I will put that towards the Kingdom Hearts block. Thank you. No, Zach Taft. I didn't really have time to watch anything. My theory? I I mean, it's a joke, obviously, Don Crow, and that's my theory. But if you put a gun to my head and forced me to try and come up with some kind of thing for that... That can't be right. Also, no, Don Crow. I actually haven't seen a lot of movies lately, because, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but all the theaters around here are still shut down, except for, like, one, which we're not going to, because screw that place. So, movie watching boils down to what we can stream and time availability, both of which are kind of limited. I got lucky to see Dune, to be honest with you. Like, I haven't seen a lot of stuff that's come out lately. So I'm pretty far behind. Okay. I don't want to take this stupid thing. What else do I need? I need a casket of sapphires. Where can I buy that? Let's hit the wiki. I don't like the layout of this wiki, by the way. Is that just me? Anybody else has been looking at this wiki? It's just, ugh. It does make sense, Mr. Red. It's insane and crazy, but it does make sense. So, let's see. Sapphire Exchange. Go figure. I think I've been there, but I think that was in a previous timeline, so I'm not sure where that is right now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out. Okay, it's not just me, Finny Hori. Why would you watch Cars 2 or 3? That's a good question. I did it because it was my job. Okay, fine. Where is the Sapphire Exchange? Port Carnelian. Oh, I have been there. Now, I want you to know this, so I have to go to Casket of Sapphires, okay? So I'm here. See that yellow arrow? That's me, right there. Okay? My destination is here. Anyways... So, that sucks. What else do I need? I need an element of dawn. I don't even know what that is. Let's look that up before we move forward. Yeah, time to get the shanties going. Alright, hang on. Where's the university? Oh, nope, that's selling. I don't want that. How do I get these? That sucks. Okay, so I need to get either Memento Moris, which I don't even know what those are, or I need to... Oh my god. I can also sell crew, 50 supplies, and a vital intelligence to get this thing. So what's a Memento Mori? It's a gun, apparently. Oh my god, I can only get this gun by finishing the Irrepressible Cannoneer storyline. I have to finish a quest to get a gun, to sell, to get an item, to advance the quest. And I don't even know where to get 3 live specimens. I'm still just, on that one. Thank you, Gossie. I liked Halo way more than I thought I would. Really. That's true. I can get vital information that way. I just need to... And I know how to get strategic information. I have a repeatable way to get that. So I might just go that route. But I need to get Sunstroke to be able to even make that transaction. Do I have Sunstroke right now? Let's check. Because we might. No, stop! Jesus Christ. Ah, this game. Okay. You're damn right, Gum Gum. I mean, I was introduced to Bungie through Myth. I've said that many times, and they're awesome. Okay, so do we have... Let's see if we can find this thing. What do we need? We need Memoirs, a Sunstroke. Ah, perfect. Okay, we have Sunstroke. Okay, good. So we need Vital Intelligence, 50 supplies, And 1 supremacy. Do we have supremacy right now? We do, I think. It's either that or that needs to be at 1. I'm not sure which. We might have to raise that by 1. It is a 2016 Subaru Impreza, Walker. You might be wondering why. Well, there's actually 2 very big reasons, 2 very generic overall reasons. The first is because I wanted a very reliable car. That's what's more important to me than most things when it comes to car design for something I drive on a regular basis. That's actually why I stuck with the Civic for so long, because the Civic is a friggin' cockroach. I mean, again, as a reminder, even after the high-speed collision with a wall, the Civic still runs. It's just not road legal anymore. So, and again, that was a 95 Civic. So, instead, I got an Impreza, which is, it's basically a Honda Civic. It is. It steers like one, it runs like one, it's all-wheel drive instead of front-wheel, but otherwise it's fine. No, I'm fine, Walker, I'm fine, don't worry about it. I don't like talking about it. I don't want to sound all woe is me, you know. I don't want to try to get... Some people accuse me of being all, you know, all I do is I share stories about my real-life story, because I'm just desperately trying to get sympathy, and those people are stupid. But, I don't want to give them any more ammo than I already have. So I think, yeah, I think I'm just going to get some... I'm going to get some intelligence. Okay, so where do we want to go right now for that? Hang on. Here we go. Codex. Let's go to Codex. There it is. Codex is way over there, right by Wither. Oh my god, of course it's almost on the... It's not completely on the opposite end of the world, it's just sort of on the opposite end of the world. Oh my god, this frickin' game. No, I agree with Kira White Noise. It's just... whatever. But yeah, Civics are ridiculous and awesome. Anyway, so the reason I got an Impreza is, like I said, it is effectively a Civic. But also because of the fact that it's very reliable. Sorry, those are the 2 points. I kind of blurred them into 1 point. That's my fault. Like, just driving it feels exactly like driving the Civic. I still have great situational awareness. I've talked about that before. Situational awareness to me is key and critical. It's probably the most important thing when it comes to driving. If I can't tell what's going on around me without having to look at it, yeah, let's clear the queue there, then something's wrong, right? It's one of the reasons I don't like minis. Minis, like, lock you away from the world while you're driving, and I don't like that at all. Whoop, I don't know what that is, and I don't want to. It's Mount Nomad again! Leave me alone, Mount Nomad, God. Ooh, you're fast, aren't you? Yep, nope. Nope, we're out of here. That hurt like hell, though. That's 44 damage. Jesus. Yes, Trihexia. I do. I hope I'll like Halo Wars 2. That's another reason I want to shrink the queue, so we can get through this nonsense. And actually have faster turnaround time. I feel like I've talked about this before. I was not fond... Oh, did we just lose internet? Hang on. Are we here? Testing. Yep, nope, we just lost stream. That's funny. Well, we'll see if it restarts itself, or if it doesn't. We don't have any error messages. We're just going to wait patiently to see if it reconnects. Looks like it was just a blip. It was just a blip. Cool. That's rare. We haven't had one of those in a while, honestly. Anyways, as I was in the middle of saying... I forgot what I was in the middle of saying. Something about cars and how reliable they are and how minis suck. Never buy a mini. I thought about not buying a car. That's what I was going to say. It was very expensive, and this is an absolutely terrible time to buy a used car right now. Just the worst. Don't buy a new car right now. Or, I mean, don't buy a used car. So you can buy a new car, but don't buy a used car right now. But I realized that the alternative was not being able to see my family every week for an undetermined period of time. And honestly, that was all I really needed to think about. So, yeah. Oh my god, enough with the restless nights. Oh wait. Where are we at? Where are we at? I know, Octo-G, it's ridiculous. It's actually insane. I actually know people. So one of the problems that's going on, Ross might be able to tell you about this, is that people on both coasts are kind of hungry for cars right now, especially used cars. And so as a direct consequence, people are buying used cars in the middle of the states, you know, somewhere in the Midwest area, and then shipping them to one of the coasts, and then selling them for a huge markup, and it's actually been making them money. Now that sucks for various reasons, but the biggest reason is it's driving the prices up everywhere. Because the problem is people will buy that much because people need that level of, like people are just in need of cars right now. Like, that's all there is to that, really. And people on the coast tend to make more money, statistically speaking. So they can burn the money on that markup. So that sucks. Oh my god, really, Ross? That's insane. Like, I believe you. I know several people who have considered selling their cars just to take advantage of that. The reason they usually aren't or don't is because, well, then they would need to, you know, buy a car again to be able to be functional, and... Yeah, exactly, Walker. The whole thing's bluggered right now. It's ridiculous. It's just... It's another economic model which is currently not working or functioning the way it should, and is, for lack of a better way to put it, being abused, not just for greed, but also because of the circumstances of where the manufacturing river is right now in the world. Like, I don't know, but the great material continuum is bluggered right now, you know what I mean? It's just, everything's gone, everything's wrong. Okay. Yes. Got the strategic information. A mute exile wants to join your crew. You know what really pisses me off, Boadib? If I could just complain for just a minute. Can I do that? Can I just actually complain for a second? Some of you may know that the reason I had the money just sitting there in escrow, waiting to buy the new car, 2 days after I lost my old one, is because that money was money I had set aside to buy a house last year. That fund was reappropriated to buy the car. Otherwise, I couldn't have. I physically was not capable. So, the reason this pisses me off is if the housing crisis hadn't hit, I would have bought a house last year. That house would be substantially closer to my family. Probably in walking distance was the overall goal. And that was definitely on the table. Which means not only would I not have had the accident to begin with, but even if I had, I wouldn't have cared about replacing my car immediately because I could... But instead, the housing market last year decided to go, whoa, because of some idiots and some greedy jackasses, and, well, here we are. Sure, join the crew. You weirdo. We have someone who's exiled from the exile. That's not even a joke. We have just taken on board an exile from the place where you exile people to. Probably not the greatest idea. I don't even care at this point. I am well aware of the 2008 housing crash, Triexia, if that's what you're asking. I have researched it myself. It'll be fine. She can't talk. That's only terrifying in every way. Oh, there's a movie about it. No, I haven't seen that movie. And I never will unless you demand that I do so as a part of the show, which may or may not ever happen. No spoilers, Harriet. We're not there yet. Just... I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, Walker, but that person was an idiot. No offense. Or at the very least, they weren't thinking long-term. Which I admittedly usually associate with idiocy, so make of that what you will. I'm sorry, the other one what, Loner? I apologize. Well, me and Pax are a bit behind, so we're still back when the Klingon stuff was ramping up. That's where we're at, story-wise. So we're still catching up. Explore! A corkscrew. Oh, hey, hello. At the twisty tip of an odd little side street, welcoming yellow light glows from gilt-lettered windows of a restaurant. A side reads, The Vengeance of Jonah. A beefy tomb colonist bustles up. A gray mustache pokes out impertinently from his bandage. Come in! Come in! Sample today's special. The food here is exceptional. You need not fear poisoning or boredom. Definitely not boredom. This is usually a more effective way to reduce terror. Or we could offer a strange catch. Or we could recruit him! I think this is the cook. Holy crap. Oh, gotcha. Either way, no. I haven't seen either one, Loner. So, yes, please join me. We finally frickin' are our cook. Ah, Captain, things we will catch, the things we will consume, that we'll experience. We will discover the seventh sensation, you and I. The taste that one tastes with the heart. You there, sailor. Careful with the braising alembic. It's worth more than your wretched soul. It cost us 300 echoes, by the way, to get this guy. But we finally have the cook. We also have a surgeon. Oh, yeah, right. She's an officer. Holy crap. I didn't know that she was an officer. Oh, you go there. Are you willing? Do you want to talk? Let's talk. Morose and uncommunicative, she picks at her foods. I used to sit in my turret and listen to the wind. I wondered why we had wind down here, you know. There's an account in a journal. Right. Oh, that's awful. No, I know, Harian. I know how they do it. I was just telling you so you'd know where we're at and how far behind we are. I think it was like a year ago. Maybe more than a year ago. We might not have enough fuel to get home, which is why I saved. So we'll see. We'll go ahead and turn this off. We're doing good on terror for right now. Anyways, I should probably mention that I blossomed out the economy problem to 2 negatives, because I realized this is actually one of the worst designed economies I've seen in gaming. I don't think it qualifies as 3 negatives, but it's definitely 2. There's definitely some lack of design when it comes to the economy of this game. And, yeah. Which brings me to a question. So, I'm going to give a negative to this game's combat. Let me just start with that. You know, that's the floor. What I'm trying to decide is how many negatives this game's combat gets. It could be 1, it could be 2. I don't think it's 3. I've seen worse than this. But, what are we thinking? And I could give my reasoning, but as usual, I'd like to hear your all's thoughts before I pollute the waters with my own opinions. No, the real-life economy is 3 negatives. Because it includes Greece. You know I'm right. It's a tiny craft with good engines, good weapons, varied weapons, and good shields. Do I need to say anything else, Gum Gum? I was gonna wait for Sinister Wayne to ask this, but he doesn't seem to be showing up today, so... Okay. So I need more strategic information. Well, I mean, think about it, Gum Gum. It's this tiny little craft. It's got ion cannons, 4 blasters, a huge engine output, shields, and it can hyperdrive. All in this dinky little fighter. Think about that. That's why that's OP. Like, even the TIE Defender is honestly OP, but I can kind of buy it because everything talks about how ludicrously expensive and hard to construct it is. The X-Wing is dime a dozen. It is the default standard ship. That's the problem. That could work in something like Warhammer 40k. Not in Star Wars. Let's try this. What do we got here? Nope. Wait, do I have Vital Intelligence? I do not. Damn. Shoot. Okay, so I need to get a second strategic information, but it looks like I can't get a mission to get another strategic information without turning in the existing one. So now, I just keep going further and further down the hole of trying to get something, to get something, to get something. I'm not even sure what my goal is right now. I'm so far down the hole. Let's see if I can figure out how to get another strategic information. Strategic information. Give me a sec, Scion. Give me a sec. I gotta look something up real quick. So yeah, I know the commission, but we can't do the commission. So instead we need... You've got to be kidding me. So I can get it in one place as a rare challenge. I can get it in another place if there's a specific event in, a third place with a specific event, and a fourth place with a specific event, or a random overworld event. Okay. Okay. Okay, whatever. Wait, what was... Yes, that was Hopper Knight. Shovel Knight. I hate this game, I hate this game. Alright. I'm feeling more and more that I'm just going to be done with this game today. Because I just keep running into things I can't do because I can't do other things that I can't do. And it's getting more and more irritating. Do you mind defining that question, Muad'Dib? Because I'm not asked to ruminate on games now. But I used to be asked to ruminate on games. So if you mean the old games where I used to be asked to ruminate on them, the answer is no, I never rage quit any of those. I have quit several games that we have streamed. I believe under the current system I've never quit a game. Although this wouldn't be quitting. This would just be me, like, alright, we're going to wrap this up and be done with this. But yeah, we quit some game that was so boring I can't remember the name of it. We quit Assassin's Creed Odyssey because it was garbage. And Mega Man 9. So I guess we did, yeah. We have actually failed to finish Mega Man 9 because it stopped being worth my time. So there you go. Yeah, also Tropico 6 was pretty boring. But yeah, I could end the game right now. Like, I don't even mean to quit. I could actually get an ending to the game right now. I do want to test out at least 2 more things. Now let's look at Scion's question. Total War Warhammer 3. DLC. Given that once the DLC coverage is funded, maybe you can have checking back in annually? No way in hell. The only way I could do that, essentially, is if I hit the wrong button, first of all. Very important part of the process. But second of all, is essentially if it was refunded each time. And, I mean, so if people want to do that, if people want to refund it every year, sure. I mean, that's ongoing games, that's how that works. The same would apply to, like, Stellaris, for example, which is still getting updates, or Crusader Kings 3, which is still getting updates. But each new run will have to be funded as a separate new run. Sense make? Like, we actually were talking earlier today about how we are so ludicrously behind on the schedule, on the queue, excuse me, that I had to over triple, it's like 3.48 times the price of every run just to try and balance the books a little bit. So, no more freebies, if that makes any sense. Assassin's Creed Odyssey had garbage story and garbage gameplay, Polycus. And that's my honest opinion on that. Now, One of my biggest complaints has been patched. And I do want to mention that because it is relevant. One of my biggest complaints was that it was grindy. The game was pretty much designed around you buying the in-game shop's boosts to speed up your level gains and all that. And I was quickly going into the red line when it came to encounters because I wasn't buying those boosts or grinding. Now, the rate of experience gain has apparently been increased by like tenfold, so apparently the grind isn't as bad anymore. That doesn't make the game any better. It just makes the game completable. So if, we had reviewed it now, I would probably be able to actually at least beat the game, rather than reaching a point where I'd have to sit there and dump extra money on the DLC, on the microtransactions to buy the X boosts, or sit there running in a circle for however many hours to get caught up. I decided that both those things weren't happening, and so I'm the one who decided to just go ahead and pull the plug and say, nope, we're done, moving on. Okay, so I need to do... Is this it? Yep, this is it. This is the challenge right here. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen so great. Everything's gonna be fantastic. Nope, it's actually this challenge. My bad. This is the one. Alright, this sucks. Can I raise my veils right now? Let me raise my veils. You raise my veils. You do. Raise my veils 5 times, just real quick. Okay. We got this. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. This is totally gonna succeed. Let's save for no reason. And save scum our way to victory. We are gonna reload. I mean, that shark's not even dangerous. He can't bite anyone. Do it again. Fail again. And we're gonna save scum our way to victory. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna do this. We're gonna save scum to victory. Hey, grab guard. This is ridiculous. Are we seeded somehow? I thought we just got really bad luck here. Hang on. Let's, let's just do this. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll have that, thanks. Kinda sick of the game by this point. Damn it, we got the port. By the way, we have to not only succeed, which is 41% chance, but then we have a 20% chance after that success to get the item I need. You know what? My interest in this game is plummeting at such a rapid rate. Okay, hang on. She needs something I can't get. She just needs iron. I don't know what he needs. What do you need? Mutter salt. And strange catch, of course. Love the mustache. Subway. Wait, is it good Subway? Because that changes that. I mean, I've had bad Popeyes too, so it's whatever. It's average Subway. And I'd still probably take average Subway over Popeyes. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what? Yep, no, yep. Okay. There's literally only one item I like at Popeyes, but I do like it quite a bit. It's their spicy tenders. It's good stuff. I like it, but it's literally the only thing I like at their entire menu. Oh, I know exactly the feeling, Octogy. In fact, one thing I've noticed, every single, and I do mean 100% of the subways that I've seen that exist inside Walmarts are bad subways. Of course it is. Well, okay. Okay. So, my will to care is vanishing rapidly here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to beeline for 2 objectives. We're going to abandon all our quests. Because we can't do his quest. We can't do his quest. We can't do her quest. We could try her quest. Yeah, let's try her quest really quick. We just saved. Hey, yeah, let's do it. Oh my gosh. It's the exact same thing we just talked about. But there's no death waiting for us. That's weird. Alright, whatever. Worst McDonald's? I haven't seen a lot of bad McDonald's, to be honest with you. But if I had to pick, there's this one place where the food was dry. I don't have a better word for that, right? Like, it was just kind of there. Like, the bread was weird and crumbly, and the meat was empty, and the lettuce tasted like it'd been in the freezer for too long. Just was not what I would consider good. There is a story. There is an end to the story, even. But yeah, we can't do anybody's quests, so we're just going to give up on that. I hate to do it. Wait, hang on. No, there's actually 2 people. Sorry, hang on. There's 2 people whose quests we need to think about. Hang on. So the first one is the cooks. Hang on. Hey, cook, talk to me. Right, I can't do that yet. Or ever. So let's talk to her. She's the only one. What do you got? So, we need Searing Enigma to talk to her. What the hell is a Searing Enigma, and why is she a vampire? Can someone do me a favor and look up Searing Enigma, please? I have been to Culver's. It's okay. I don't like their burgers, and I don't like their fries. But I like their shakes. It's pretty much exactly in the same spot that Shake and Steak is for me. You know what? Hang on. You're right. We should finish that. So hang on. So we've got 3 objectives now. We need to finish our submarine and try that out. I just dropped money on that stupid thing, so we need to try that out. So we need to finish the submarine. Which... Okay, so we're at that step. Okay, so submarine. Let's change our thoughts here. So we need to submarine, and then we need to Dad's place, and then that's kind of it at the moment. There's too many fries. Alright, where do we get this? We can get it from story events, interactions. Ah! Damn it! This is... okay, hang on. I'm trying to read how we get these stupid things. Not falling asleep, I'm trying to read. This is so stupid, I just want a frickin' thing! Why is this so difficult to do? Why is it so hard to find anything in this goddamn game? Excuse my ire, just god damn it, this is pissing me off. I just want to do stuff, and the game's like, no. You have to get this event at this plate under these circumstances, but you might not, so then you have to go this place for this thing under these circumstances instead. And I'm like, can I just... go and get the item? No. You might get the item if you do this and this and that and this. Okay. And what's... So, okay, if I can explain why this is pissing me off so much. It's because earlier what I was doing was effectively trying to be at... So, okay, let's rewind. Let's rewind. Let's actually talk this out. I'm going to have to say this on the rumination, too. So I got to practice this speech, okay? So, I was treating this like a survival game. You know, survival RPG, story focus, yada yada. But the general idea is the goal was to reach the I'm good point, right? Now, we talked about this earlier. Virtually every survival game has a specific point at which you reach when you're good. When you've made it, when everything's cool, when you at least have a base. You've got a bank, or a house, or a bed, or regular food, or something, and your base materials are requested. This is when you go out and really start enjoying the meat of the game. That's early game, is getting to that point. Then you have the mid-game where you start stretching out, you start exploring, you do stuff, you explore stuff, you understand stuff, you get new patterns. Then you have the late game where you really start to actually have a domination slash assertion over the setting, so you can really start doing dangerous stuff and risky stuff and try to actually go towards an end game, right? There's no stability point. There's no point at which I'm good. The only reason we're good is because I freaking cheated. Otherwise, we would still be having to think about exactly how we were going to keep the ship fueled. Never mind the fact that we're in this giant behemoth of a ship absolutely shredding everything we fight. No, this is all the cheating. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I just have to do this and this and that and this in order to be able to go forwards. But I couldn't do that because X, so I came up with another way. But I couldn't do that because of Y, so I came up with another way. And I couldn't do that because of Z. I came up with 3 separate and distinct ways to come up with a long-term, reasonable stability point. And the game fought me in all 3 points to the point where I was actually at the point where I would either have to spend the rest of the day straight up grinding or cheat or give up. Some of you were actually present when this happened, when I paused and I just did this for a second as I was thinking. And I realized what the rest of my streaming day was going to look like. And that's when I decided, screw it, let's just use the freaking cheats and get on with it. And ever since I've made that decision, I've been proven more and more right as I've been analyzing it more and more in my head. Now that I got all that out, real quick, thank you, Vigilant. That sounds awful, by the way. Let me go ahead and jot that down for World at War. So hang on, I'm not done yet. So that's the first problem. But the second problem is when I finally decide, okay, you know what, fine, let's cheat. Early game now technically has been settled. We are effectively in the mid-game because we have cheated, right? We have artificially pushed ourselves into the mid-game. Cool. Now what? Well, now I want to do all the quests. I want to do these officer quests. I want to go find stuff. I want to make my submarine. I want to do things. And I just keep running into walls everywhere. Well, in order to do this quest, you need this extraordinarily rare item, which you can only get by these 3 or 4 extremely rare circumstances. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'll just do this other quest instead. Nope, can't do that one. Like, even after I've left the early game, the mid-game is still pissing me off because I still can't do anything. So I'm going to give another negative. Like, the fact that we were locked behind that stupid fish thing for so long before we could advance her quest should have probably been a hint to me. But I assumed it was just her. But no, we've run into that problem with everybody. And everything. I can't even start. Like, someone in chat, when we picked up, what's her freaking name? Her, the Carnelian Exile. Someone in chat was like, oh, you should do her quest last. And I'm like, okay. And then I gave up on everything else. And I'm like, hey, let's talk to her. Let's do it. In order to even start her quest, we need that Searing Enigma. You can guess how you get that. So, critiquing while providing a solution. So, you know me, criticize without critiquing. Unfortunately, this is so easy to fix this problem, the middle game problem at the very least. The early game problem would take a little bit of actual work and time. Like, I don't have an answer right off the top of my head because it really would take a while to come up with an answer. Because the answer is balance the economy better. Balance the economy so it's not this ridiculousness that it currently is. Where is this stupid thing? Where am I going? Nope, I do actually want to go this way. Turn around, turn around, turn around. And that would take time and effort and work, right? So that's how you fix the early game. Balance the economy. The mid-game, the problem I'm having right now, either don't make these stupid items be progression blockers for story content, or make them easier to get items, or make there be like an actual cohesive method to reliably get some of these items. Maybe even it requires being on the quest. So this game relies on triggers a lot, right? Like, you can only do X if you have item Y, or have condition Y, right? So make it so that you've started the quest, right? And as a result of starting the quest, they say, hey, you should go to this place. And now you can go to that place, and there's actually an event you can do there just because you're on the quest, which can give you that item, which can allow you to progress it. Instead of relying on just the random loot generation table of randomly getting the items that you randomly need to randomly progress. So, welcome to King Eater Castle. Let's grab a save here, because I don't know what the hell's waiting for us here. An old veracity lives here in the far reaches of the Zee. The priests are long gone, but the sacrifices are still made. Perhaps you have come here to make a sacrifice. Perhaps the sacrifice is you. We can talk to the sixth witness. That's cool. Let's probably not do that. We can do an act of burning faith. Actually, we can't. You can lose your mind. Do not do this. You can eat all your crew. Not all of them will go easily. Do not do this. You will destroy all your crew, any human or near-human officers. The struggle will wound and even kill you. Construct the Feudlant Impeller. We can't do that. That's actually the quest arc. But we can't do that because we don't have that, or that, or that, or that. Offer your stories. Sure, let's not do that. Compile a report. Sure, let's make a report. Everything is horrible. That's not really an appropriate title for a formal report, is it? Let's find something a little more clinical. Let's not do any of these things. Let's just... Let's go back. Okay. All around the altar, bones lie in brown drifts, like naked fossils. If the Admiral's to believe, your father's bones are here. But where? We sift through the castle, which is almost silent. Only the far-off waves and the bamboo click off the bones. They are light to your hands, a little greasy to the touch. A dozen or more of the bone piles wear a knife in their rib cages. 2 of the knives are indistinguishable tableware, and 1 has a rosy glass. But most of them are of similar type, flint hilts and blades of dark coral. These are the knives that drownies bear, those unsleeping dead who lure sailors with their songs. Their ruler is the Fathom King. Surely he must know something what happened here. Okay. That's... In all honesty, Polikos, based on what I'm seeing, I think what we're actually looking at here is just a situation where it's not really well designed. I know I've already said that, but I stand by it. Because it feels like they were like, oh, this will be cool, and you could do this and this and that and this, and it'll encourage exploration. And they didn't think about the practicalities in action, right? From what I'm told, Sunless Skies approaches this entire aspect much better. Again, I haven't played Sunless Skies. I have no idea how well it would review. But yeah, this doesn't feel like design. This feels like lack of thought. I don't mean that as an insult, believe it or not. I just mean it as a, they probably didn't think this through kind of a thing. And they definitely didn't test well. Considering this game is effectively just, what's with the hand? You know what, I don't want to know. It was effectively just a continuation of a browser game, which was made kind of, you know, for fun. It makes sense to me. It is frustrating that I can't enjoy the best part of the game, story, as a result of this, but whatever. So where's the Drowner's Kingdom? Where are you at? He's somewhere there in the southern reaches. Okay, that's cool. I can do that. So hang on. So this is Drowner Kingdom, Fathom King. That's where we're going. So I'm making my own quest log because their in-game quest log sucks. I should actually go north, I think. Well, no, let's go to Port Carnelian. Let's unlock our submarine. Yeah, I also feel some of the browser game echoes in here, and you're probably thinking, well, in what way, Alor? A browser game, by default, is almost always defined and designed to be a game that you play while you're doing something else, while you're bored at school, while you're bored at work. You look at it, you update it a few times, and then you walk away from it. You fire and forget, right? Fire and forget design is very much what browser games tend to be. That's not an insult. It's a specific style, right? It's a specific thing. So, you see what I mean by that when it comes to this game, right? Like, it feels like you're just supposed to play it for a bit, or be like, alright, head this way. And then go do something else while it's doing that. Which probably explains the massive lengthy sections in between. This would also explain why the stuff to do while sailing, the DLC, which we are just now unlocking, is something they added on after the fact. This is also probably why they expanded the combat side of Sunless Skies so much, so that there was more worthwhile engagement to the player in between just sailing from point A to point B. Also, insert EVE Online joke here. Okay, this is the Carnelian, right? Nope, this is Adam's Way. We need to go further. God, this thing burns fuel. Just burns it. That's the stupid things again. We have the frigate, Baron. So I know better than to not fight these, so let's just fight these. Hey, Alex. You just missed me giving a rather lengthy rant, which I'm going to hopefully remember for the rumination. And then everyone's going to disagree with me and tell me how dare I speak ill of this game they love, because that's what usually happens. Not always. A lot of people agreed with my complaints about Prey. Go figure. Mr. Red. It'll be like 20 minutes. Predicting it right now. Yeah, sure. Record their cries. That was pointless. That was a waste of everything. So I found myself thinking about the combat. I said I'd talk about this. So I already said the combat's going to be a negative, period, the end. The question is it one negative or two? It is not three. I've seen worse combat than this. But the problem with the combat in this game is that it is extraordinarily boring. To like an extent I can't even properly describe, unless I put some thought and effort into describing it, which I have. In Final Fantasy IV, the total extent of the combat involvement is you have your options, your resources, and your targets. You want to focus on certain targets before you focus on other targets, and you want to try and mitigate damage you take. You also want to try and respond to things as quickly as you can, because the time is always moving, so you don't want to spend too much time on things, etc., right? Final Fantasy IV has a very basic combat system. It's probably the most basic of the FF combat systems, and yet it is still substantially more than this. Now, that being said, Finahori says if it was bad and irritating, boring and irritating, it would be 2 negatives. And I do feel kind of like I'm agreeing with you on that. But there's no tactics here. There's get behind them, if such a thing is possible, and shoot. And that's it. Depends on which version, Alex, which is why I leave FF1 out of it. Because FF1 actually has multiple combat systems, depending on which version you're playing. So FF4 is a lot easier to explain, because, duh, right? Sorry, I'm jotting some notes down here. Have they actually gotten good again, Ross? They sure weren't. Hey, look, I can get sapphires here. Woo. I feel like 1 negative is acceptable. I think you've talked me into it. I think you've talked me down to 1 negative. The other thing, too, I still think this is only 1 negative territory, but the other problem here is that combat isn't worth it. It is such a waste of everything to do combat that it's actually better to just avoid it entirely. There are very few times I feel the need to actually do combat. Okay, so let's do this. On the shores, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we've got the thing. Here we go. Complete Phase 2. They set to work immediately. Your ship is docked at the workshop and concealed beneath a set of awnings. Beneath, hammers ring, drills whir, mechanics argue, reconcile, and improvise. From the outside, your ship looks completely altered. Can't talk. From the outside, your ship looks largely unaltered, but inside, new pipes gleam. A satisfying lever stands by the helm, surrounded by an array of mysterious gauges and dials. This extends the shell hull, a weary engineer explains. Don't pull it unless you're out to sea, eh? The fierce philanthropist offers you a sherry. We've done it to your new duties. So now, we now have submarines. You can now press T to transform. Yay. Yes, Harriet. It is in fact a direct sequel to this. Go figure. Congrats, Lord Harrimont. You're insane for managing that. I've never even reached that fight in WoW Vanilla. We got stopped at the 4 Horsemen. Sure, what do you got? With a satisfied nod to your ship, the incomparable Aurelian slips the butterfly into a killing jar. He explains as the vibrant orange wings beat against the glass. You've been beneath the waves, I see. Well, no, not yet, but we will. And I trust you've seen tyrant moths. No. Fine creatures, but nothing compared to the regal kin, the most moth. I know where to find it, and with your ship we can see it hatch. He gazes down at the butterfly, now still. Take me down to the Undercrow, and I'll show you something worth preserving forever. Okay. Submerging! Yeah, we can submerge. Let's do it! Let's do it! Let's catch it! It's a seal, but its eyes are faceted. I swear I heard it scream like a woman. Ah, well, whatever. Sonar lets you see beneath the sea. When underneath, it highlights nearby obstacles, discoveries, and creatures with a dim blue glow. You have to get close to figure out what they are. So hang on. Pause. Turn on in-game music again. Oh, we don't know what that is. We don't want to know what that is. This is horrifying, is what this is. We can't send out the bat. It's actually funny. Alright, what are these swirls? Something has been following us. It is patient. Sorry, Zach Deft. That sounds very in character for the Hulk. I could buy that. An abyss. Let's not go into the abyss. Let's not. It's an abyss. That's all I need to know about it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that an abyss or a cliff? That looks like a cliff. That's a cliff. Loke, if you want to go into the abyss, that's your business, okay? I'm kind of busy. Not going into the abyss. What is that? It's I don't know what that is. Oh god, there's two of them. There's two of them. Run! Run! They're called neithers. I do love the sound effect of that sonar. I really do. Okay, what's that? Is that a ship? It's a wreck ship. How is... I don't even want to know. Oh god, we're running out of oxygen. We have limited time underwater. Apparently. Fortunately, the oxygen refills quite quickly. That's awful. No, camper. There is occasionally good... I have given a plus to music. For when it plays, it is quite good. Alright, let's repair, refuel. And then we're gonna find the pale visitors, drownies in the water. The pale faces, they drown out... We drown out their song with the engines. We've lost one terror. And 3 hull. That's cute. Piss off, drownies. I mean, that just sounds like a normal line to me, Zactive. Well, yeah, obviously, Alex. Otherwise, he'd probably be bought out and, you know, destroyed. Financially. Oh no! Here they come! We fight to preserve her! We succeed this time! The assassins fight fiercely and in near silence. Your crew sunders the silence with yells and shots. The adventuress outdoes them all with a whoop of fierce delight. At last, you drive the assassins back over the side. They take to their coracles and wisp into the night. Your casualties are lighter than you feared. Alright, alright. Oh, and thanks, she says as an afterthought. We did it! Yay! We can actually advance her quest because we did that. So, why have we been ambushed by assassins from your homeland? I owe you an explanation, don't I? Or we could demand she gets kicked off the ship. That's funny. What I'm about to tell you is a secret, a college secret, but people have died. I owe an explanation. Yes, you do. In the Presbyterian to the south, we're close to the mountain and far from the sun, so we could live forever were that permitted. It isn't. The law is none shall live 1,000 years. My father made it to 1,011. She grins with shamefaced pride. Good for him. Bad for his children. The law for me is thou shalt not live 100 years. I'm out of time. That's why I left the Navy. The college will get to me. They always do in the end. And I can't keep letting other people die for me. She stands to go. Will you help me find a way to die well? In battle would do. Or a duel. I don't want to be, shot by a pirate or eaten by a shark. I want people to talk about me after I'm gone. We have gotten a new quest to help her die properly. Meanwhile, the ministry is looking for stuff. We have nothing you're looking for, so by all means, piss off. Jackasses. I'm going to my house. Screw this place. Where's my house? Ugh. I'm going to take a rest in my mansion. Mansion. Okay. Enough of this darkness. Go to the sun! Yeah, we never got rid of that because we never could. So that's cool. We can visit our study? Sure, what do we got? We could create a shrine to stone. We could create a cabinet. We actually can't do any of these things because they require stuff that we don't have, of course. Oh, hey, write a will. Holy crap, there's the will thing. See, I actually usually just keep my own mustard and other sauces home. Wow, we can do a lot of stuff to make a song to see. Look at that. So how does a will work? It costs 200 echoes. Oh my god. So we need to buy a place, which is 1,000 echoes, to pay 200 echoes to get a will to be able to carry forward stuff into the second playthrough. We're not testing that just yet. I have a few more things I want to test out, but at least I know how to access it now. We'll come back to that. Let's fix our ship up a bit, because our ship is not doing great right now. Go ahead and get rid of those really quick. Let's hire on some more crew, because we just lost some. And let's scroll down. There we go. Go to dry docks. I will pay good money for good repairs. Thank you. Okay. Does she have anything new? Nope. Okay. I still can't talk to her, and I don't have her thing, and he's insane, and he requires ridiculousness. I mean, I do, Alex. It's just, under a normal playthrough, I wouldn't. I have cheated to be able to do that. Otherwise, you're right. 200 echoes would be a fool. I mean, sure, okay, sure. I have been told by a vision from the future that I should go ahead and write my things right now for some reason. So let's see how this mechanic works. All right, so visit the study. Write a will. We're not doing any of that other crap because we can't. All right, here we go. Boom. The Chord of Chancery, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeketh whom it may devour. Ensure it doesn't get its lion tentacles on your property when you're gone. Should you die, this will ensure your heir retains your lodgings and any heirlooms you've accumulated. The lawyer peers at you like a vulture composed of crocodiles. Come now, she creaks. There's a few years in you yet. Your caution does your credit. Sign here. No, ink is fine. This isn't the brass embassy. We now have an ironclad will. So we now get lodgings and heirlooms. And that's it. I don't think I even have any heirlooms. I do have the mansion. So that's cool. Oh god, it totally does hazardous. Alright. That's a good question. I don't know, in Oceans. I have a weird feeling it only carries forward to the next one. But we will test that. We will test that. Right now, I want to go to... So we got the submarine. We got that thing. So... let's go have sex. Aw. Our only love is the sea. Never mind. No sex for us. Alright. I figured I'd try at least once. We apparently cannot have a lover, which means we cannot have a child, which means that's never going to happen. So, in that case, let's go ahead and save here. Hang on. Let's refuel. We're going out in the middle of absolutely friggin' nowhere. Okay, let's do it. So I want to check out one thing really quick, and then another thing. Still need to find a location, which is going to be down here somewhere in these two black blobs, but we'll go there in just a minute. So there's an underwater thing, like, right there. Yeah, I know, right, Alex? Isn't that great? And yeah, apparently our one love is the sea, which makes absolutely no sense, especially since, canonically, we're in love with the freaking sun. Hey, it looks like we can go in here. A sunken church with a docking port. Alright. Sediment has built up against the lower walls and long ago choked neglected crypts and crooked tombstones. The interior is sealed, yet the deep peals of the tower's bell can be felt even through the submarine hull. So we can explore the church, trade stories, witness a contest of stories, and we can't do those things. Let's go and get the port report. There is no pulpit, the organ is bent, broken pipes, but Low Barnet is still a house of worship of sorts. Groups of sailors gather in the aisles, the choir benches are clean, and face a makeshift stage. Lantern-eyed fish pass beneath colorful windows of stained glass. How do other people get down here? Oh my god, Alex. Okay, I gotta voice that one. You there, lad by the shop. You look like you need an adoptive parent. But sir, I only have parents. Not anymore, you don't. That's trade stories. At Low Barnet, everyday animosities are set aside in the pursuit of fine ale. Kaganian traders mingle with Royal Navy deserters, rum-addled pirates, and rubbery men. There's an air of anticipation and a tolerance for embellishment. Unfortunately, I can't do any of those. So let's try this instead. A competition is in progress. A voluble visitor tells of the Sideways Regiment, a plunderous legion of trained crabs. First, they present a mighty collective shell. Then comes the onslaught of 1,000 nippers. Why, I only escaped thanks to a timely cloud of ink from my squid, which I befriended for precisely such an occasion. The unlikely story wins the acclaim of the congregation. While her rival slumps, disappointed, the visitor waves her top hat and proceeds to the bell tower. We ask, hang on, what kind of contest is won by nonsensical lies about crabs? You approach to an apprehensive seaman who is staring into the distance, perhaps imagining marching ranks of crustaceans. You ask what happened here. Oh, the competition? Oh, best story wins. Captain says it all the time. Says it's all in the delivery. We need a fine yard to spin, too. When you inquire about the winner's reward, he's gazed to us wistful. If we're lucky, they'll get taken up. Wish I had a story to tell. So hang on. I follow her. Not on the list. Only winners allowed. Okay, well, whatever. Chimes! A few souls linger, gazing at the closed doors of the bell tower. You've just turned away when you hear the sonorous bong of the bell within. Its peals repeat every few seconds before becoming abruptly muffled and then finally silent. An excited murmur runs through the congregation. Although you keep an eye on the bell tower door, the winner does not emerge. Okay. Well, I'm out. Wait, hang on. You sell anything here? Fuel costs tales of terror. Supplies costs memory of distant shores. Interesting. What's this? Is it death? No, it's a sunken ship. It's a wreck, which we're gonna board. We don our diving gear. The hull opens with a disquieting crunch. A crewman stops to pick bits of skull from his boot. Inside the wreck, bones haunt every surface. Each bone has been split and hollowed out, so that both inside and out can be inscribed. Some of the bones are dated, the first in each skeleton. It appears the crew were chosen for scrimmaging one time. There's something legible on the right ulnar of an otherwise unmarked skeleton. Scrimshander. Interesting. So hang on. Let's get some air, such as it is. Okay. So, let's find the Fathom King. See if we have anything in the queue here. Nope. Okay. All of a sudden I can't get rid of those. There we go. Buggy map. Okay. So, I want everyone to guess. The place I'm looking for is either here, 1, here, 2, here, 3, or here, 4. From closest to farthest away. Which one do you think it'll be? I'm, of course, gambling on 1 first, because, of course, I am. Overheard at the another country. Adventures. You never been to the Elder Continent? Good God, no, I'd rather... Do we have the Magician in the party? I thought we didn't have the Magician. Hang on. Oh, we do have the Magician. Holy crap, never mind. Yeah, 4 because screw you. I mean... the wreck of the Miko. What is this? This looks like the Utter Shroom, which we do not want. Maybe? I'm not sure what this is actually. It's something. That's for certain. What is this place? It is the Utter Shroom. I was right. Yep. That is the Utter Shroom. We'll hit their... Yeah, we'll hit it now. We'll hit it now. We can go in, right? Yep. That's what I thought. We climb the fungal fiber ladders to the summit. Shaggy, suspicious villagers scratch a living here, amidst endless clouds of spores and hurrying mobs of plant-animal hybrids. None ever leave. Monsters, one explains darkly. The sea is full of monsters. We can visit the trillage, trade honey, gather intelligence, experiment with the strange catch. To try for a live specimen. This is one of the things I mentioned earlier. We can encourage our Blemmingen to explore. Yeah, sure, explore away. Your ever-present Blemmington is, for once, nowhere to be seen. The engine room is quiet. Your maps are exactly as you left them. Not one is defaced or crumpled into a ball. Finally, you spot the tip of a tendril poking out from under a pile of unwashed clothing. Your Blemmingen indicates that under no circumstances will it be emerging. What could be so bad about the other shroom? Did the other mushrooms bully it? Ah, well, whatever. Let's gather intel. The villagers live a shabby but sufficient life the Uttershroom provides. They are secretive, taciturn, and incurious. Ships rarely visit. Honey. Everyone wants honey. Life on the Uttershroom is unvarying and occasionally deadly poisonous. The Shroomers are desperate for the diversion that prisoners' honey can bring, but vague about what they can pay in return. We actually have a honey on us. The Shroomers pile up slabs of sweet mauve shroom flesh. It's nourishing, though it does taste rather like a muddy horse. They also generously throw in a Blemmingen. Problems? Throw it in the sea. No room? Throw it in the sea. Probably it swim. If not, plenty of room in the sea. We have a docile Blemmingen. That's cool. Let's visit. The central contradiction of Shroomer existence. They hate the Uttershroom, but they do anything to avoid leaving, because there's monsters out there. Today they're telling the story of how they came here. It features a shipwreck, a rain of orange jewels, the mother's blessing, and a great deal of adversity and survival and wistful hints about the homeland somewhere to the west. And that's it. We now have a Blemmingen. Okay. That's weird. We're out! Peace! As they say. Yep, we have now doubled the number of Cthulhuid mushrooms on our ship. Yay! So it's not 1, and I'm pretty sure that it's not 2, which means it is 3 or 4. I'm leaning towards 3. It's fine, hazardous. Also, that implies that it doesn't look like the way already. I was gonna say, I feel like we didn't really miss anything there, if any horror. I went there, you know, I was exploring. Just for Crazy Norse, now that he's left. Ooh. That's true, Kira White Noise. Dive! 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 So hang on. What does Thanos fight with if they're in the giant mecha suit? Alright, this is it. This is it. It's gonna be here. It's definitely not gonna be on the other side of the map. It's totally gonna be here. It's totes here. We got this. We got this. What's this? What's this? This might be it. There's something underwater to the southwest. Interesting. We've discovered the Isle of Cats. That's not good. That is not where I wanted to be. Where the hell? Okay. So, yeah, alright. Looks like it's going to be 4 then. God damn it. This might be one of the worst map layouts that you can get. Welcome to the Isle of Cats, the wide-eyed Dockmaster says. Would you like to bribe me to not write down your details in this very nice official letter? Sure. You hand over the coins, and she tips you a sharp smile before waving their alehouse. The entire process is straightforwardly corrupt and pleasingly efficient. We've gained suspicion. The alehouse's sign is a tiger painted the color of rose petals. Someone has gone to a great trouble and expense to gild the creature's eyes. They look over the port, feral and unseeing. A caged hive of lamplighter bees hangs from the ceiling like a chandelier. A few sailors give you hard-mouthed, assessing looks, but most ignore your presence entirely. We can talk about the tokens, the doings, the religions, or we can leave. That's significant. What do we got here? Cat's eyes! For the Pirate King! As far as you can gather, the Pirate King's name is Leopold, and he controls all trade on the island. Half the caddies believe he can take the form of a crimson tiger and creep into their dreams. The other half suspect more prosaically he simply eats those who displease him. You turn your head as though admiring one of the moldering draperies hung from the wall. A vial flashes in the buyer's trembling hands. He uncorks it, pours a few drops of thick red liquid down his throat. The vial drops to the floor. When you look back up, he is gone. You blink and look around. Nobody else seems perturbed that a man just disappeared from their midst. You pick up the fallen vial and examine the traces left inside. Sticky honey, gleaming with redness, entirely unlike blood. What's that? Well, it's a mellifluous sister, of course. She performs a complicated negotiation between Vale... What in the crap? Between Vale, Thick Glove, and Glass of Mushroom Wine. You ask what one of those is, and she snorts. I'm glaring at you beneath this bloom and veil. You act appropriately cowed, and she thaws a little. We are beekeepers and honey harvesters. The caddies owe their prosperity to us, and the Pirate King, too. Okay, that's awful. Laws of the land. The barkeep stops you before you reach the door and hands you a brooch set with 2 amber stones. He waits impassively until you pin it to your clothes. Everybody wears the cat's eyes here. Just a friendly reminder that the Pirate King is watching. Okay. Well, that was horrible. We can go to the Abbey. Let's get a port report. You spend half a day observing the docks and note an astonishing number of variety of ships. Was that a Khanate trimaran nestled beneath a vessel of the Iron Republic? The dockhands complain loudly that they have never been busier. The caddies talk ceaselessly and carelessly about smuggling and piracy, but even the most hardened sailors lower their voice when they mention the king. They even go quieter when you talk about the Rose Guard. You make careful notes. Maybe the Admiralty will understand the means, even if you don't. We could put a Blemmingen to shore. Oh my god, can we just... Oh my god. So I've seen this be option before, but we've never had a Blemmingen before, a docile Blemmingen. But I've seen this option in almost every inhabited isle we've been in. What do you want to bet we could just overrun the Underdark with fungus? I don't know about you, Gum Gum, but I hate ants. The mellifluous sisters make their home in the richly appointed stone towers of Cavendish Abbey. Their thick gloves and crimson mesh helmets are worn less for modesty, more for practicality. They tend to the hives of the lamplighter bees all across the isle, and make a religious observance of harvesting red honey for the Pirate King. You will attract the Pirate King's notice if you do this. Sure, what do you need a lamentable relic for? She's only a recent novice, barely even inducted to the lower epistic mysteries. Still, she has some useful information to impart. The recent destabilization of the red honey trade elsewhere has been fortuitous to the Isle of Cats. Honey production has barely met demand. The abbess and the lady of the gardens are having some kind of dispute over staffing of all things. We've gained one notice of the king. Of course I would, Gum Gum. And then I'd kill them. And then I'd kill them. And then I'd kill them. Any questions? Yeah, sure. What do you got, Abbess? You recite your news to the Abbess, and her voice stuttering over and again in the cool silence of her office. Her face is entirely obscured by her thick veil, and it's impossible to read her reactions. Nonetheless, you must have pleased her. She orders one of the offices to load your ship up with casks of mushroom wine. The Abbey overlooks the rose gardens. You make a point to linger at the windows. The roses bloom lush and wanton, each petal the color of sunset. A tall woman in a golden veil picks her way through the thorn bushes. We've gained 5 casks of wine. Yay. I mean, I've been having issues, Finny Hori, so I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just having bad RNG, because I just keep running into walls with that. Well, let's buy fuel. Alright, so that's the cats. Wait. Hang on. Stop! God damn it. You know, the longer I play this game, the more I screw up the controls because I keep thinking I should play it like STO, which has very inverted controls compared to this. I've changed my mind. Let's put a Blemmingen to shore. The Blemmingen disappears into the crowd, darting between legs of a violet flash. Pirates shriek, harlots curse. An hour later, you see it perched on a alehouse roof, tentacles a wave, slurringly extemporizing an impudent villain. Oh my god, I don't know half those words. A small crowd of cheering. We have one propagation, Blemmingens abroad. Alright, so this sucks. Yep, there's the Autumn Islands. It's gotta be over there. It could be right there. Hang on. It's possible it's right here. Let's check that. I don't think it is, but you never know. You're pathetic. The fungus. I'm gonna make the cordyceps win the day, I'm just saying. That's the goal here, really. So here's Visage. I wonder why they call it that. It's the Port of Visage, where the faces may not be naked, except one, the stone monuments, the size of a church. Let's get a court report. The departing merchant gives you a confusing account of crocodiles and honey cakes and something about ear blockage. To this, you add your own impressions of the street layout close to port and the types of commerce here. When the lights are especially bright, it's possible to make out the details in the profile of the great stone face. We also have the Untersee thing. He seeks passage to the Church of Low Barnet, beneath the sea just outside London. Should we take knowledge or blessing? We're not taking money, because we don't need it. At this point. Ooh, excuse me. Knowledge, huh? Alright. You travel to learn as well as to trade. I myself am studying the religions of the Untersee. By extracting the most admirable elements of each, I mean to construct a modern, superior faith. I understand the value, the spiritual value of hidden knowledge. On board, he whispers in your... He insists you find a quiet cabin, and whispers one of the secrets into your ear. We have gained an intriguing snippet. Yep, okay. Cool. So that's not cool. Yep, nope, that tracks. Are you making that up, Alex? Like, I'm just wondering, because I would believe that in this game. Or its sequel. Hey, look, a deep abyss of horrible death. We should totally go into the abyss. But we haven't saved lately, so we're not going to go into the abyss yet. But soon. Oh yes, very soon. Ah, hey, the Fathom King's Hold. It was actually in 2. What do you know? We have not seen the Great Eye or the Great Mouth, which I know also exists. So we just need to find those, wherever those are. The Fathom King's Hold, named for the most enterprising of drownies. Phosphor cells burn green, and somewhere below the king waits. We can... save is what we're gonna do. Compile a port. Watch. You can trade for white molly flower, whatever that is. I demand an audience with the Fathom King. Porter has the skin of a shark. She has a drowned woman's eyes. It is not permitted to look at her hands. Yes, that story is sufficient. Oh, okay. Ah! This is the salt-blown heart of the hold. The Fathom King floats in his throne. A gem-starred bowl of sea stone, the size of a banqueting table. He's wearing a dressing gown of purple brocade, soaked dark with salt water. He leans his chin calmly on his hand. Beneath the surface of the water in his throne, his hidden regions pulse, occasionally and insistently. This is an expensive way to gain crew. Yeah, let's not do that. That costs Scintillac. Why would you do that? You can ask a boon. You could listen to a guy. What I'm really here to do is to talk about my dad. Your complexity. I have a more personal petition. You know something of my father or what remains of him. What? That... You saw that, right? The text wasn't there. Well, anyways, why did the Fathom King give my father a knife? Your father had his reasons. The heart is destiny's engine, they used to say in Arem. Your father knew that. He wanted to free himself of his destiny. He paid me for my help. He failed, and so you are here. Perhaps one day your son and your daughter will stand before me and ask where your bones lie. Or maybe they'll ask me for a knife. What? But... What? Okay. Okay. Alright, hang on. So, this... You are fortunate. I have only a few small requests. Fulfill them, spelled wrong, and I shall tell you what you need to know. Bring me the heart of a legend, light from the sky, a willing guest to stay with me forever. Witness the end of the eldest among its kind, and bring me its word. Bring me fruit of an eternal tree, and bring me something scientific, modern, cutting edge. I believe is the term. My bride enjoys this sort of thing. So you... What? You want me to get a legend's heart by killing Mount Nomad. Miracle of Science. I don't even know what the hell that is. Sunlight, which I literally can't get because if I go up there I will die. A willing guest, which, whatever. I don't even know what that is. And the fruit of a tree which will not die. Yeah, I know, right, Hazardous? Would you like some fries with that, you jackass? I get it, it's a main story quest, but god damn! The Fathom King requests a pair of squid leather gloves from his chamberlain before he accepts the gem. He turns it over and over in his gloved hands. My god called Stone, my sister by marriage. Of all of us, she is the best. Thank you. This isn't quite what I have chosen, but it's a pleasant surprise. And the request is fulfilled. I will share certain secrets with you. And we get some pearls. Yeah, that's cool, I guess. So, are you going to tell me anything now? Oh. Okay. Yep. Okay. That. Alright. Exit. Am I stuck in this? There we go. Exit. Leave. Jesus Christ. Alright. I need another Z store to even talk to him, by the way. Well. Okay. Cool. Right. So what's the name of the eye? And the mouth, for that matter. Although... there's actually not a lot of zones left. There's actually only 2 zones I haven't explored. It's these 2 up here. Which are probably... No, actually, haven't I been up there? Yeah, that's the Empire of Hands. Never mind, I've been up there. That was a previous timeline. That's the Empire of Hands. So I have actually explored up there. I I am missing something called Aestival and Hideaway, which is also over there. Alright. Really? Sir! Someone tickled us! Oh no! Call security immediately. Does anybody know roughly where the mouth can spawn? So we can check that out. Or the eye. If not, then I've got 2 more things to check out, and then we're probably going to call the game good, to be completely honest. We've seen the surface, we've done the trading game, we've seen the early and the mid game. We've had the recurring nightmare, which we succeeded at. Holy crap, we lost a menace. We've been to the Iron Republic, we've been to the Geode, we've been to the Dawn Machine. Let's do this. Oh, too fast. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that is too fast. Hang on. Let's do that. There we go. That is... Oof, okay. Yeah. South tile, got it. We'll have to find that. We have nothing to hide. This off. Okay. The tickle monster has come. Whatever. Let's see if we can get some stuff here. Port reports. Nothing new there. You spent time in Mycelia? Dear me, I'm terribly sorry. Yeah, I love cats. What's the so-called Pirate King? Yes, well, we did rather know about his rose gardens. Not good news they're prospering, though. Really should have nipped into the bud. And trading with the Khanate? With the Iron Republic? Oh, I may have to actually have a meeting about this. I'm so sorry. Visage. Ah, the island that looks up. I don't suppose you found out what it's staring at. Something on the ceiling. Fathom King. What's the old monster up to now? Nothing. Ah, Despair's Fastness. We only get 20 echoes for the frickin' King Eater Castle. Jesus. End of stories. And that's everything. Okay. What is in my hold? God, I have so much junk. Look at all this nonsense. I've got Scintillac, I've got Angry Snakes, Candles, Crates of Human Souls. Just got tons of junk here. Let's get rid of some of this. Let's get rid of that. And... that. Oh, I don't need to get rid of that. Let's get rid of that, and that, and that. Buy those things. Same with all that. Anything I can buy, I'm just going to get rid of. Because I can buy it. Okay. Let's get out of here. The bilious cleft. Where the hell is that? Give me a hint. Where's the bilious cleft? not seeing it. Can't see that either. Hmm. Interesting. Looks like the entire southern end is static. I thought it was only parts of it. Oh yeah. Let's get some very appropriate music going here. You know, this is the second fastest engine in the game. I just feel like pointing that out for no reason. You know, like, it just occurred to me, they just generate terror just by being out at sea. You ever wonder about that? Like, I know that sounds like a weird statement, but, like, this is normal for them, right? Why are they terrified? What's the issue here? Hey, it's Spider Isle. Hey. It's a fluke. There's the Empire Hands. Hey, there's Astival. Stop. Let's see what this is all about. Exactly, Houses. What's the issue? It's normal. Sun! A great beam... Oh, no. I might die here. A great beam of sunlight bathes the island. Squint into the dazzle. Far above, there's a hole in the roof. In that light, you see beaches of white gold sand, trees heavy with bright fruit, and reds and blues and greens of the surface. So hold up. Let's write a report. Your eyes burn, the pages blur. The report is one of joy-filled complaint. Astival has a beauty too bright to be appreciated. Perhaps the Admiralty can find something of use. Let's investigate. A garden overgrown with berry bushes, a wooden trestle table set for meal, chairs sewn with bones, a half-dozen skeletons. A red-breasted bird perches on a grinning cranium. It cocks an eye at you and then bursts into song, a liquid, thrilling sound. It seems unperturbed as you approach to poke the bones. No signs of violence, no fire, no bullets, no bites. These people died peacefully, sitting down to breakfast as the surface sunlight spilled over them. Sunlight can kill at any time. The longer you remain here, the more danger you're in. So why did they stay? Perhaps they stayed because Astival is as beautiful as anywhere underneath and 10 times as generous. It's a fine place for a colony. You could found your own pocket kingdom if you could do something about the sun. But what? What has power over sunlight? What makes the impossible possible? To found a colony, bring something to Astival that can protect against sunlight. We can go to the jungle or the beach. We had also apparently filled mirror catch boxes here, which also gets us sun stuff, so... It can also increase our wounds just doing it. That's funny. I'm not sure if I can, Loke, knowing this game, but I remember one of the objectives was found your own colony and build your own empire. And you know me. We can also put a Blemming in here. Ha ha ha. Okay, so apparently there's 2 items that let us found a colony. One is a parabox, which requires greater than 100 iron, greater than 100 hearts, greater than 100 veils, greater than 100 mirrors, greater than 100 pages, an empty mirror catch box, and that's it, actually. So I'd have to raise all my stats to over 100 and get a mirror box, which is actually easy at that point. Or, hang on, there's one other item. I can go to the Dread, the Geode. Excuse me. And get several things I've never even heard of. Oh, no, I know what this is. This is the thing I gave up on earlier. Because I couldn't do that. So I can raise my stats, or I can give up. Either way, we're going to the jungle. Boom! You fill your stores with breadfruit, sugarcane, coconuts, soft-shelled crabs, and plump birds too stupid to know a hungry sailor from a tree. But on the way back, one of the crew topples over with a groan. Go on, Captain, I've missed the sun. Her eyes close. Sunlight is perilous for those who've lived in the Neath too long. She's dead. But we gained 10 supplies. Well... Oh my god. By the way, the other way to... So, I mentioned the 100+ stuff. After building the item, you lose half your stats and go down to 50. I mean, I could cheat to make that happen. Because at this point, that's what that's going to take. That's not happening by legitimate means. I do not have the capacity. Of course, it's way over here. What do y'all think? Should we cheat? More than we already have? I really wish I could just cheat in inventory and just give myself the frickin' item I need. Like, if someone could help me get... So apparently Dawn's Law is cheaper, but by my reckoning it's actually more impossible to get, which is why I'm kind of looking at that like, how is that cheaper? It requires Vital Intelligence, which I have no method to get. Figurehead of the Eater of Names, which I don't even know what that is. And Dread Surmise, which I also don't know what that is. Well, that's because Ross is an idiot, Zoctaft. I mean, he is very stupid, so... okay, so hang on. Yeah, sure, we'll get some moves in the Great Game. Why not? So you might be like, how can we cheat for the other thing? Well... First we get some fuel. Then we get some nothing else. Not you, General Ross. From the Hulk story arc. You could sell this for nothing. Wow. Oh, hey. There's the Dread Surmise. We don't know how to get it, but, you know. Oh, it's a boss ship. Okay. So anyways, this is how you cheat to make money. Or to make levels. So let's do some very quick and dirty math. We need 241 secrets. That should do it. This might take a minute. Surely there's someone who has a quicker route than that. What do you got? Well, it's mirrors, but whatever. We'll be here a minute. Just give me a minute. Someone do some math for me. What's 241 times 1,000? Wait, that's stupid. It's 241,000. I just spent 241,000 echoes to make this happen. So that's the cheating side of things. Now the hard question is, what's 241 times 999? Sorry. Alright, let's raise her. Oh, she raises our iron but can kill us. I need someone who can raise my iron without killing me. Whatever. Let's raise our fails. It's an accurate number anyways. I think I actually bought like 250, but whatever. Listen, Nemesis, I hate to tell you, but you actually are in Dareth. Don't worry about it. It's okay. The Ulthoi are under control. You technically have immortal life, so that's kind of cool. Damn it. Okay. Next. I need to raise pages and hearts. We got her. You cannot increase that because you're dumb. You can use hearts. You can increase hearts, can't you? Yes, you can. Let's do that. To be edible, it is possible to be consumed, and to be living is to consume. Thus we find the nature of the unliving is to be consumed. In fact, therefore, anything that is not living may be consumed. I don't think that works that way, but thanks for the lesson. Ah! God dang it. Listen, rocks are totally edible. Have you never eaten salt? Oh, you already said that, Charlotte. Damn it. You got there before me. That's putting me to sleep. Okay. Excuse me. Now I need to raise iron with someone who won't kill me. And fails. Ugh. I don't need veils. I need pages. Where's my pages? Nope. Okay, that's cool. Well, we have a slight issue. I don't seem to have someone who can increase my pages. Interesting. Okay. Okay. It's cool, I'm cool. Let's try something here, shall we? I have been told that there's a ship down here we can kill. By the Chelinate, you said? So let's head south. Actually, we just saved, right? Let's go east. Yeah! We're gonna make it. It's further away than I thought it was. Ah! The sun beneath the sea. We sail east and the islands will fall behind. The sea will be troubled by greater waves. The false stars will pale until the neath roof grows invisible above. New scents will prickle the air, something like spice and something like pine. At first the sea will be the color of night behind the glass. But then we'll see the light below. The color of the water will change. Rain-wet slate and darkest jade, then deep, rich green. Green as fresh emeralds. Green as remembered rivers. It will be silent, the place where the sun lies beneath the sea, that engines will toil without sound, words will issue from our mouths, and puffs into vapor. The silence will be too much in the scrutiny of the golden light rising beneath us. We have no choice but to turn back to King Eater's castle, where the world ends. We have the Mark of the East now. The only place we haven't gone is south at this point. Ironically, this is actually really close to where I want it to be, so that was actually pretty awesome. So I'll take it. Now if I can only figure out how to go south. Have all the marks. I don't know what it means, but we would have all the marks, by golly. I challenge you. I fail. Okay, cool. Is that the death ship? Nope, that's just a glorious dreadnought. Why are there statues underwater? You know what? I don't actually think I want to find that out. I think I'm cool not knowing the answer to that question. What is this? Oh, it's the Chelinate. You're kidding, right, Sharon Tophine? Hi, Larian. Okay, so I need Searing Enigmas. Where do I get Searing Enigmas? God, this game is just the worst. Well, as it happens, Hazardous. Do I have any Searing Enigmas? That's actually an interesting question. Nope, that's Sunstroke. I do not appear to have Searing Enigmas. Got it. You know, that's actually a valid point here in Duffy. Yep, there's the constant companion that's been following us while we were underwater. Nope, 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 nope. What the hell is the constant companion? Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's very spider-looking. It only appears when your terror's high. So that's cool. Okay. Alright, so, seem to be at a bit of an impasse. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure we cannot actually progress again. Why is she even an officer? Yes, you can kill it. They also, so, okay, so they have 750 health, which is incredibly high, if you're not aware. Perspective, that has more health than the Dreadnoughts do. It's not as much health as the Mountain, that has 1,000 health. Their damage also does terror damage, so they inflict terror per hit. Apparently you can kill them. If you kill them, you can bring their child aboard. Good night, Crazy Horse. I'm not sure why you would want to. You could sever a limb and use it to increase the hull. Ah, it increases your iron, that's why. Or you could take a memento and leave, which gives you a hunting trophy. There's the parent we're gonna adopt, is the terror creature. Wow. The good news is that you will never encounter the constant companion unless you go into the Untersee, aka submerging. But we kind of can't submerge from now on because they're just going to be there, like, from now on, until we get our terror back down. Okay. So I can't get the item that way, and I can't get the item that way, and I can't do that quest, and I can't access this thing, and I can't do that thing, and I can't do that thing. Let's go retire. Let's try out the pass-on mechanics. Now that we have a will. We can also die. But we'll do that later. Let's see. So we're doing. Let's do this. Perfect music. Perfect music for this. Yep, Monkey Girl is just. It's gonna work out. We do not have a child. We never will. Everything's cool. Honestly, this feels like a good soundtrack for this setup here. Wasn't looking. Sorry, everyone. My bad. Yeah, no. You win, game. You win. I give up on every quest. That's just... Yeah, I had a love interest, and I was literally at, like, the next step of, hey, and then Salt straight up murderer. So that's always cute. But whatever. Whatever. I give up. Like I said, I'm done. Let's go try out the last few things we haven't, and then we're going to codify our feelings and thoughts on the game. Once we get back. Oh my god. Yeah. Moral of the tale. Don't shoot bats. Ever. Apparently. Yeah, sure, whatever. No, we failed. We're now more terrified. Bonk. Excuse me. Actually, speaking of terror, let's turn off our lights here. We're getting a little low on fuel. A little bit. Crew's like, are we getting back? Don't worry, we're fine. You sure, sir? Yes, God. I'm freaking out. Good captain. We have no items. Go away. Okay. Let's get a save in. We're going to call this 0, because I don't even care at this point. Alright. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to retire. Yeah, I'm kind of done with this, so let's retire. I'm ready to retire. I've considered retirement. So I can do victory, nope, or I can just retire. Yep. I have looked out at the grand windows in my study and dream of the East. Hang on, let's switch playlists. Let's switch playlists. Let's just pop up to here. I think that's a good pick. You look out perhaps you look out of those grand windows in your study and dream of the East or even the North, of what could have come across those lightless waters. Perhaps you embroider the stories of your exploits a little, but perhaps you only grow old in comfort and peace. Yay. Okay, so runner first. Okay, legacy. We got a will, which is that's it. We don't have a scion. We went north and east. We didn't do any of those other things. We can start with 50 echoes. Hang on. So we can become a rival of the runner first, a pupil, a salvager, a shipmate, or a correspondent. We can retain 50% of their iron and 1 weapon, mirrors and half their money, veils and half their money, hearts and 1 officer, or pages and the chart. I'm assuming this keeps the map static, but that actually sounds like that would be awful. So we'll go with mirrors. So starting wealth, 4.8 million. Let's do it. I accept. Three decades ago, in the reign of ignorance, blah, 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 blah. Choose a past. I was a street urchin who was hired on by this guy who showed up and shot my parents. We're looking for our father's bones. They're right over there. No. God, I don't know. Wealth. Yay. We will be captain, as usual. The usual. Just this one. There we go. Bob. Okay, so. What do we got? So. That's awful. Oh, that's actually as bad as I thought it would be. So with the mechanic that allows us to retain more of our stuff, we get jack. We don't get to keep our hearts. We don't get to keep our officers, or our unlocks, or our frickin' map. I mean, the map makes sense. I'll give you that. Like, there's the map. Check it out. We only get to keep our money because of that. The will. Yeah, let's hang on. Let's rewind here. This one should be before we did the will. Let's check this out. Do we have a will right now? Do we have a will? I think this is before we got a will. I mean, we don't have any money in this timeline, so this should probably be before we even had a house. Oh, the will lets you keep the house. Oh my god! Okay, hang on. So... do this. Wow, yeah. We actually cannot just straight up retire unless we have a house. So, hang on. So let's do this first, right quick. Look that up. I have a terrible, terrible idea. Let's just do this. Let's find an enemy. Any enemy. See, that's what I was wondering, if you have to buy a new will each time. But in the doing, you know, you get to keep your mansion. Oh, there we go. Mutiny! Oh, no! Oh, we're dead. Oh, we actually won. Holy crap. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. You're taking too long. We're actually getting terror faster than that. It's okay, everyone. I know where I'm going. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Oh yeah, we can just dump fuel. I actually forgot about that. Oh hey. Drown out their song. There we go. Wait, no. It's a ship. You can kill me. Deliver me the death I so desire. What'll get us first, the terror or the shots? It's actually kind of an even shot. There's a questing tentacle, which has taken one of our crew away, so that's cool. I think the terror is going to beat out the pirates. Yep! That's funny. We failed. We're dead. We're super dead. Your first captain has died. Yep. Go to hell. Okay, so this time we can carry forward the exact same things, but we don't get our mansion. Okay. So, hold up. The screen can be scrolled. Oh, so it can. Oh, we get to pick which officer and which weapon. That's... okay. And that's it! That's cute. I'm trying to decide if this is a negative or an absence of a positive. I'm open to thoughts. I am incredibly unimpressed with this carryover thing. Because this is... yeah, exactly, an Oceans. Like, this is not good. I get the idea, I just hate it. We can also get some things which, you know, some heirlooms which apparently allow us to do things. We can also have a kid, which that's the thing we failed at. But we can increase our starting stats by a amount. Yeah, there isn't really an outro to speak of. There's just, you did it, or you didn't. You can also not accept a legacy and just start over with nothing. Yeah, I saw. It's right there. Pure white noise. Considering that no less than 3 separate in-game messages have said, your first captain will die, you need to play through the second time. Like, it very much feels like they wanted you to do the loop mechanic. But it doesn't feel like they've actually built in the loop mechanic itself to be worth a damn. And the problem is we haven't really reviewed a roguelike like this before, Hazardous, so I don't have a standard. That's part of the problem. Like, we've reviewed games that have New Game Plus, but this isn't really New Game Plus. I mean, it's similar. But you can tell how the game clearly wants you to die and start over. Just like a roguelike, right? I will say this is better than FTL, but that's not saying much. FTL has almost no carry forward. Something like Rogue Legacy would probably be a single positive, because it's not great carryover, but it is there and it does actually add to the strategy. 20xdx would probably also be only a single plus. 30xdx would be 2. 30xdx has a much better system overall. And now that I'm saying that out loud, man, I would, Hazardous. Not because of the death and not because of the try again, but because the game sucks in early game. Yeah, we're definitely talking in a negative territory, because what this is the early game sucks, and then they force you to do it again. This you know how we talk about how mechanics and systems can work together to make them even better? This is the inverse of that. Mechanics and systems are working together to make this worse. I think I agree. I think the progression system is awful, and we're going to give it a negative. We'll be nice and only give it 1 negative, because it could be much worse, but... I don't agree based on what I've learned, Hazardous. There is entirely too much RNG. Way too much RNG. Part of the reason I gave up on every single quest I had at that point in time was because I couldn't get any of the items to progress, because all of them were just dice rolls. 100% of the ways to get items were just go do this quest and get this result as a dice roll, and like that's how you progress. And it's like, okay, that's not really me learning the mechanics. That's me just getting lucky. RNG stands for random number generation. It is a common gamer parlance for randomization in game design. Anytime we talk about RNG, what we mean is behind the scenes, this is happening. And yeah, there's an insane amount of stuff to keep track of. I'm decent at this kind of thing. I can multitask quite well. I have been keeping notes. But this is ridiculous. In fact, now that I say that out loud, I'm going to give another gameplay negative. I was thinking about this one anyways. Yeah, exactly, Kira White Nose. That is a great way to phrase that. I agree. I agree. What's really a shame about this is... I wish Sinister Wing was here for this, because I wanted to talk this over with him. He and I actually had some thoughts about this, and we kind of talked about this. I was positing a negative to story for the weird factor, but honestly, I can't bring myself to do that. I don't like weird. I never will. But I don't think I can actually, in this case, give it a negative, because they go out of their way to be fairly self-consistent with it, and there's actually a lot of really excellent writing in this game. Which means this is going to be one hell of a lopsided review, which everyone has told me it would be, so I suppose that makes sense. So let's get some numbers in here. Hang on. Let's start codifying. Yeah, exactly, Larian. It's like, well, you know, it's whatever. Yeah, exactly, Hazardous. I've been paying attention. You know me. I've been paying attention, and it has been fairly self-consistent. Even the more flowery bits are like, yeah, no, that tracks. Nothing has surprised me, I guess is a way to phrase that. Okay, so build this up, build this up. give me just a moment. I gotta get some figures here. 440. I wonder very much what Sunless Skies did to improve these things. Oh, absolutely, Walker. If I haven't already given it, which I don't think I have, but don't let me forget, though, we need to give the internal continuity positive. Because they keep track of a lot of crap, and it's impressive how well things connect with themselves. Here we go. Oh, me too. Absolutely no sense. One of the weirder things, I've actually heard other people say this, and I find myself agreeing. This game would work better without the gameplay. Now, hear me out for a second. Hear me out, hear me out. What I mean by that is the traveling and the combat, specifically. Just eject it. Make the entire game a text interface. That's where the game shines. Where the events happen, the choose-your-own-adventure style things. All of the board game aspects of the game are at least interesting. There's still issues with it. I don't want to sound like they're perfect. But at the very least, it's just, okay, do this. Yeah, exactly. Just make it a straight-up choose-your-own-adventure. There's already plenty of things to keep track of. There's already plenty of, you do this, you do that, and this pulls here, so you've got this item, and it says you have this, you can click this, and you have this, you can click this, and so forth and so on, right? And so there's still gameplay there. I don't want to sound like there isn't. As I've said this before, even in a Telltale game, even in a Ace Attorney game, there is gameplay, right? But make this the gameplay. What you see on the screen here, make, yeah, sure, whatever. Hang on just a second. Make this the gameplay. Say this, I want to click this, and decide I'm a poet. And then I did this. And then I wanted to go be immortal, and then I want to go to there, and I want to go yes, and then yes, and make that the gameplay, and that actually would work a lot better for me than actually sailing around the Untersee, excuse me, and being the terrible, boring combat. It's already, the game already has issues. That wouldn't fix the economy issue, that wouldn't fix the info in game issue, that wouldn't fix the badly designed quest progression and randomization issues, but it would make the game better, in my opinion, which I suppose means I need to give a negative for that. Yep. Yeah, I know, Larian. I have actually looked into Fallen London a little bit. Obviously, I haven't played it. I am told that Sunless Skies actually has gameplay that's worth a darn. I don't know, obviously. How could I? But I have read about that as well. All right. So, let's pull this up. Yaw. Let's listen to some Morrowind music. Very important. Have to have Morrowind music. Otherwise, how are we even living if we don't have Morrowind music, honestly? Could we live without Morrowind music? Aw, that sucks. Still cool, though. Yeah, Sunless Skies is 1%. Oh no, the interface has been one of the earliest problems we ran into. What's funny is this is as big as I can make this interface. Now, let me explain what I mean by that a little bit. So, the visual, the settings for resolution are actually wrong, but the intended way that this game is supposed to look is like this. Now, this is what it's actually scaled for, but I can barely read that. That actually hurts my eyes at that point. And that's why we haven't been playing that way. Anyways, you can see how it's still just kind of the same little thing. Oh, I think we're on fast forward still. Yeah, we are. There we go. That's better. Okay, so internal continuity. So let me jot down some notes about the narrative. I think I just need the one, really. Let's jot down the sub from Cookie Dude. Thank you very much. I don't think a smaller resolution would make it scale better. I think it would just be smaller. 422 Xenogears. There it is. Probably Stone, I would say. Like, we actually got help from Stone more than once. So, that was kind of cool. Oops, I'm on the gameplay axis. My bad. Here we go. Narrative. I guess we could just do the audit. So, animation doesn't apply. Babylon 5 effect, no. Yeah, probably Triaxia. I didn't, so I have no idea. Banter doesn't exist. Branching narrative, yes, we gave that positive. Probably Kara White Noise. I think you're absolutely right. Camera work doesn't exist. Characters, not really. Cinematics, don't exist. Consequence storytelling. Ass. Cutscene incompetence, no. Dialogue, yes. Doodads, no. Empty text, no. External continuity, I can't judge that. Does anybody think this game gets an external continuity positive? Does the existence of Fallen London increase the quality of this game, narratively? Foreshadowing, no. Humor, yes. Integration, no. Internal, yes, we gave that one. Intro doesn't exist. There actually is no intro. I'm gonna be nice and call that a wash and just not even judge this game as if it had an intro or an outro. Otherwise, they'd probably be negatives. Missions. I'll give a positive for missions overall, such as they are. Music direction, no. NPCs, no. Outro doesn't exist. Pacing, I'm gonna call that a pass. Padding, no, there's no padding. Plot, there's no plot. It's none of that, none of that, none of that. None of that, none of that. A lot of these things just don't apply to this game. We did give that one, because that was good. And we gave that one, because that was good. I would say I'm not Kira White Noise, but I feel like, and this is just based on the outsider perspective, I don't think this game gets a positive for external continuity, but I don't think it gets a negative either, which is good. I will go by with that. If that is true, and I'm looking at my notes here, I would say that gives us a solid plus 12 to story. With no negatives, actually, which is impressive. Yeah, I'm leaning towards wash, too, honestly. That would be Saturday? Yes. Give me a second. I need to do a little math really quick. So, update the HUD here. Oh yeah, I should probably lock down the guessing game really quick. Well, we're in the middle of doing that. Let me just do that super quick. Nobody guess at the last minute. Let's see here. Let's just go ahead and lock this down really quick. There we go. Okay. Moving on. Krenzler guessed something and wants to put the guess to Sunless C. Krenzler, I hate to tell you, that's the game we're currently reviewing. So no. Alright. Gameplay. This is... yeah. I am extremely merciless. So. Yes, I will just play it over and over. No, hey, Finny Horror, we're doing the audit. We gave up. We died. We tried the progression mechanics a few times. We tested a few things, and we said, we're good. So, that is a positive. So we'll give that a positive, because we already gave it. There's no audio spam to speak of. There's no auto battle. There's no alternate leveling to speak of. Backtracking. I'm going to call that a wash, actually, believe it or not. Bestiary doesn't exist. Bosses, I never actually fought any. Bugs, we already dinged that one. There's no builds to speak of. There's no built-in cheats. There's no camera. There are lots of choices. There's no co-op. The game controls okay. The core combat is bad. Pull down a little bit here. There's no cosmetics to speak of, no crashes. Difficulty curve is absolutely a negative. No question. Difficulty options don't exist. Durability doesn't exist. Scroll forward a little bit. Early game. Negative for early game. I'm also going to give an early for mid game, but I think I've already done that. Which I have. Okay, cool. Encounter rate is fine. Encounters are fine. Enemy variety is not. Fast travel is no. Graphics, no. Grind and leveling. I think I'm actually to put the economy problem under that. Arguably, we were in the late game, Mactamana. We had the best ship we were ever going to get, and the best gear we were ever going to get. And we were going through the quest, or trying to. You know, the end game quest arcs, and that just wasn't going anywhere. Guidance and flow of exploration. I'm actually going to give that a positive. There is a lot about the design of the Untersee, the map, and plus the bat, which inclines you to exploration and is really reasonably well designed. Why is it so quiet? But yeah, there's not much more late game than we could get than we already were. Info in game, we gave that negative already. Scroll forward a little bit. Interface, nope. Intro doesn't exist. Itemization doesn't really exist. Kit, not really applicable. There's no microtransactions, there's no levels, or level scaling, or lighting, or penalty for failure. Actually, you know what? Let's do the progression mechanic under penalty for failure. It's not a new negative, I'm just logging it there. The map is okay. Yeah, exactly, Kira White Noise. Mid-mission checkpointing doesn't exist. There's no mini-games to speak of. Missions are actually kind of decent when they're there. Which means I need to give that a negative, don't I? Yep. So, negative to that. We should put that here. No mod support. We did give a plus for music. When it's there, it's actually pretty good. I have no idea, Zactaft. I would have to look into it. I put that under quest design, Walker. And I did, I just jotted that one down just now. Outro, doesn't exist. Overworld design. I feel like I already kind of covered that, so we're just going to move on from that. Seconds in minutes. This game has a definite seconds in minutes problem. I don't want to keep giving this game negatives, I swear. Seconds and minutes. Let's assume that for every minute that you're doing something, you have to spend 2 or 3 seconds essentially just wasting time. It's a very common aspect of game design. Sometimes it's deliberate, sometimes it's not. So let's say that every time you want to, let me use direct examples. Let's say every time you want to save your game, you have to hit the acknowledge button 7 times just to save the game. Now, that's not a big deal, and that's the whole point of the concept. but it's still irritating and it pads it out. The reason I call it seconds and minutes is because dead time is, well, sailing from one portion to the next. That's dead time. That's a completely separate concept. Seconds and minutes is when every action or several actions or regular actions take a little bit longer than they should by virtue of animations or interface clicks or like a pop-up, or you have to do a little dance every time you loot a thing or whatever. And the reason I call it that is if you take a minute block and then add those few seconds and then you stretch it out over the whole playtime, you could see how if you removed that extra little aggravation, because it is a form of padding, the game time would be streamlined and be much smoother. There'd be a lot less dead zone in the play. So yes, it is a form of padding, it is a form of dead time, but I specifically refer to seconds and minutes because nobody else does. Nobody else actually talks about this concept in game design, and it's actually kind of irritating to me. But yes, this is a form of padding. Replayability. Okay. I have to give this game a replayability positive. Which is irritating, actually. But I'm still going to do it. The thing is, this is kind of weird. So normally we have a fairly standardized system for replayability positives. There's, is this game generically enjoyable enough to play it again? That's the first positive. And the second one is, are there mechanics built into the game to allow replayability? You know, different choices, different options, different whatever, right? Different experience. This game absolutely doesn't get the first one, but I could see an argument for the second one. Yeah, exactly, Muad'Dib. I'm never touching this game again. But I have to acknowledge that there is work, there is randomization, there are different quest arcs, there are different NPCs we can talk to, there are different ways things can go that encourage replayability. I have to give that positive. The second positive, even though it's only getting one. No railroading to speak of, no Raspberry Jam, no respec. The save system is actually bad. Sound design. Thoughts? There's no strategic layer at all. Traversal mechanics, I actually gave that negative already. There's no tutorialization to speak of, other than the early thing, which is fine. Seaweed Jam! It's just tentacles on the edge of the wall. All cutscenes are skippable. There's no viscerality to speak of. That doesn't apply, that doesn't apply, that doesn't apply, that doesn't apply. So, sound design question mark. This is the last thing to debate here. If you want to know what the sound design sounds like, well, you're listening to it right now. Here, I'll go quiet so you can hear it for a minute, but this is basically the sound design. I will admit, I think this is actually a wash, personally. Not to be too negative. But I do have to admit, there's only one time in the entire game that I actually really liked the sound design. And right here is it. And now we're stuck because we ran out of fuel underwater, but... one more. But I'm not going to give a positive just for that. It is legit, but it's it. That's the thing they got right. You'll notice that's the DLC. Kind of implying a few things here. Anyways, with that, that brings our total gameplay score to -8. I think that means this game is going to be a net positive on the golden number. But we'll figure that out in just a moment here. So let's see. get a drum roll, please? Yep, nope. That is net positive. And yeah, no, it makes perfect sense why people would like this game. Not everyone... I will always admit, and I've said this many times, I care about gameplay and story pretty much equally. That's my mentality, that's my mindset, that's a lot of what goes into the review system in general, and the golden number in specific. So I do want a game to be enjoyable to play. Even if it has a great story, if it's irritating to play, I'm just going to be like, ugh, right? And vice versa. You know, a great game with a terrible story is just, okay, whatever. But either way, our golden number this is a 9.66. Now that is a net positive, but that doesn't even pull up to the level of averagely good. Now, let's see if anybody guessed low enough to be close to that. It looks like Takoida might actually carry this one. He didn't write what he wants to put it towards. Yep, nope. Wait, hang on. It's actually a tie between Takoida and Camper Darby. The sun, the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun. So, I will put Camper's thing towards Chronicles of Mystara. It's not awful. I mean, it is. Anything above, I've said this so many times, anything above net zero is a net positive game. That's the purpose of that terminology. But, hey, I tried, Finny Hori. Give me some credit, okay? Yeah. Anyways, let me wipe this. Hey, we're running out of oxygen. I retreat to my cabin. I give up on everything. We're gonna drown in the London docks. It's gonna be the dumbest way to die. This is gonna be great. Sort. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on the rumination for this. I'm gonna figure out how the hell I'm gonna talk about this. I won't be menaced by minnows. We failed a 71 iron challenge. Oh god. We're still not dead. Why are we not dead? Kill us! I drift deep into darkness. So yes, it looks like Plague Tale tomorrow? Let's double check that. Let me hit the queue really quick here. Yep, Plague Tale Innocence. So, let me update the sheet. Plague Tale Innocence, which I know almost nothing about. This is another we're walking into this blind kind of a game. You know what I know about a Plague Tale Innocence? Rats. That's about what I know about that. But I will open up the guess sheet to editing, which it is now up, if anybody wants to get in your guesses for how Plague Tale Innocence will review. Takoida and Camper Darby won the golden number, Trihexia. I still need to... I'll get a hold of Takoida separately. And otherwise, I do hope you've enjoyed this stream. I try. I've probably failed, but I try. I'm going to go try to put together some thoughts for this, for the summary video. So, I'll see you around.